So the phones from Nothing have the most unique and attention-grabbing designs without a doubt in the phone market, and the Nothing Phone 3A and 3A Pro are no exception in their lineup. In this video, we'll be doing a comprehensive review of the Nothing Phone 3A and 3A Pro after 1 month of their release. So without any further ado, let's get started. The Nothing Phone 3A and 3A Pro were released 1 year after the Nothing Phone 2A and 2 years after the Nothing Phone 2. But the real question is, are they the best phones in the Nothing lineup? Before diving into any in-depth comparison, let's talk about the price. The base model for the Nothing Phone 3A will cost you around $420, and for the 256GB version, it'll be $560. Meanwhile, the base model of the Nothing Phone 3A Pro is only available in the 256GB variant and comes in at $660. Now, moving on to the design and build quality. Nothing has continued its tradition of delivering a unique design with both 3A and 3A Pro. The transparent back features the iconic lift interface, which consists of 3 light segments allowing for customizable LED notifications, charging indicators, and even a visual ringtone system. The build quality feels solid with an aluminum frame and Panda glass protection on the front. The phone doesn't feel heavy to hold, with the 3A weighing in at 200 grams and the 3A Pro slightly heavier at 210 grams. Both phones are IP64 rated for dust and water resistance, which is better than the previous models, though IP64 has become somewhat of base standard in newer phones. The 3A has a horizontal camera alignment on the back, similar to the Nothing Phone 2A, but with an additional sensor. The 3A Pro, on the other hand, takes a completely different route with a separate circular camera island on the back that looks quite similar to the design used by OnePlus. Both phones come in black and grey, with the 3A having an additional blue colorway option. Coming to the display, the Phone 3A and 3A Pro both feature a 6.77-inch AMOLED LTPS display with a 120Hz adaptive refresh rate. The colors are vibrant, the blacks are deep, and the refresh rate can go as low as 30Hz. Thanks to its dynamic refresh feature, the phone can automatically adjust the refresh rate based on what you are doing, helping save battery. It boasts a peak brightness of 3000 nits and 1300 nits in high brightness mode, meaning it's clearly visible even in direct sunlight. It's also HDR10 Plus certified, which means it can handle HDR10 and HDR10 Plus content, though Dolby Vision is not supported. Overall, it gives a high-end display experience, and if you're into watching movies or gaming, this screen doesn't disappoint. Now, let's talk about the performance. Both the Nothing Phone 3A and 3A Pro are powered by the Snapdragon 7S Gen 3. The 3A comes in an 8GB RAM model, upgradable to 12GB, with storage options of 128GB or 256GB. The 3A Pro has a single variant with 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. While this isn't the most powerful chip on the market, it's more than capable of handling daily tasks, multitasking, and even some gaming. While testing out games like Genshin Impact, Call of Duty Mobile, and PUBG, the performance was mostly smooth, but you do notice occasional frame drops on higher settings. For everyday users, this phone will handle browsing, streaming, and social media effortlessly. But for performance-heavy tasks, I wouldn't recommend the 3A or 3A Pro, especially since phones from brands like OnePlus and Oppo offer better specs in the same $400 to $500 price range. Now onto the software. The Nothing Phone 3A runs on Nothing OS 3.1 based on the latest Android 15. Nothing OS continues to stay close to stock Android while offering some useful customizations. It's clean, minimal, and free from bloatware, something I really appreciate. Plus, Nothing promises 3 years of major Android updates and 6 years of security updates, which is solid for a mid-range device. Now let's take a look at the AI options on the Nothing phones. AI has become a major selling point in almost all the new phones launched this year and even in the phones yet to come. However, the Nothing Phone 3A doesn't come with a standard set of AI features. Instead, it introduces something called the Essential Space, which has its own dedicated button called the Essential Key. In simple terms, Essential Space is a more interactive and personalized notes app. Tapping the Essential Key once takes a screenshot and lets you add notes to it for future reference. Holding the Essential Key allows you to attach a voice note, which gets automatically transcribed. Double tapping takes you directly to the Essential Space, and this feature is still new, and in my opinion many users might not be able to make most of it, but it's definitely more useful than some of the gimmicky AI features other phones can offer. The only unfortunate thing is that Nothing hasn't made the Essential Key remappable yet, so you can't use it for anything else. If that would have been the case, it would have been a great alternative to the action button on the iPhones. Now let's talk about the camera on the phones. This is where you'll notice the most difference between the Nothing 3A and 3A Pro. The 3A features a 50 megapixel main camera, a 50 megapixel 2x telephoto lens, an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, and a 32 megapixel front camera. The 3A Pro also has a 50 megapixel sensor, but it's a better sensor than the one on the 3A. It also features a 50 megapixel 3x telephoto lens, the same 8 megapixel ultra wide, and an upgraded 50 megapixel front camera. The main camera on both phones delivers sharp and detailed images with good dynamic range, especially in daylight. However, the ultra-wide struggles in low-light conditions. There's also a clear difference in the telephoto cameras where the Pro definitely pulls ahead. So while both phones have solid cameras, the Pro does offer better quality, especially for those who care about camera performance. Moving on to the battery, both phones come with a 5000 mAh battery and support up to 50 watt fast charging. However, during testing, the phones didn't actually draw more than 30 watt from the charger. Still, battery life was impressive and both phones lasted around 18 hours and 40 minutes of video playback and about 11 hours of continuous web browsing. Charging from 0 to 60% took about 30 minutes, so regardless of how you use it, the phone will easily last you a full working day. So the final verdict for the Nothing Phone 3A and 3A Pro are that at $420 and $660, you're getting a unique design, a great display, solid battery life, and a clean software. The cameras are decent, but the performance isn't groundbreaking. Still, for the price, these are good phones. If you love the Nothing aesthetic and want a reliable mid-range device with a near stock Android experience, I'd recommend the Nothing Phone 3A over the Pro, as you're getting almost the same phone for $100 less. But if you're looking for the absolute best performance or the best camera system, then you might want to explore other options. Well, that's it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel, and hope you've enjoyed this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.